Welcome back to the channel, everyone. This is weekly report number 50. I don't know what happened to the last report. We did it and then it just never processed on YouTube, but mostly that one was kind of week check-ins, knowing that the sneak peeks were coming, maybe a review on the sneak peek itself about Iron Patriot. Not a whole lot to be kind of looked at, just speculating that it would have been an epic request, but we got that data now, so it's kind of a moot point. But we'll cover a little bit, we'll go a little bit in depth in the APK about it today. But I wanted to, it's boycott's still going, even though in the midst of the Black Friday sales event, there's, to be honest, for a person that's not spending dollars, not spending money in the game, Black Friday was easy this year. Because there's really nothing else. We have the Black Friday shop that's open. There's literally, like, you can spend 1,000 tokens. It's like tens of thousands. Yeah, $10,000 roughly to get this many tokens in order to get this randomly selected CTP. It's not worth it. Even further, if you're checking in the rest of the kind of the black, like if this is how they want to, this is kind of a skeezy way to increase the amount of daily crystals, making you pay $5 to get 15 more. So what is that, 40 a day? 40 a day for $5 in this one package. Sure, it's a one-time package and you get 5,000 crystals, but like, is this game going to be here in a year, right? So to be honest, there's not a whole lot in these Black Friday sales that is worth any of its salt. These relay packages very rarely are ever worth it. This one especially doesn't have anything particularly nuanced about it. So you can skip that. This one for crystals has a lot of cool items, but a lot of it is just duplicated stuff that you just don't need. 3 million gold, that's piddly for the 8,000 crystals that you're going to be paying for this. Like, it's just not, like, why would they think that's cool, right? So whoever's writing these uniforms 50% off, obviously crystal distribution, that's it's kind of these kind of big ticket pieces that'll kind of get you to that 10k that they're getting. So we'll spend a little bit of crystals this time around. As a free-to-play player, obviously, I've stocked these for the last couple of months now. You guys have been tracking that. We've had a tracker on it. So we'll go through and see what we get, depending on a couple of things. I have a couple of uniforms I want to get anyway, but yeah, we've got a couple of things going here. This is just obviously the celebration itself, so it's kind of like daily stuff. You can equip stuff, which we will probably do in order to get the 1,200 that we're seeing, the unequip discount, as well as the daily, well, we're probably not going to roll it. We don't need to roll anything, so that'll be fine. And the unequip 50% discount, we'll need to unequip a CTP from Black Widow. I still have a destruction on her, so we got to take that off. Depending on whether or not we get a range for the CTP chest, maybe we'll get Doctor Strange and unequip his as well. This is the relay pack for crystals. Again, this is just stuff you just don't need. Not for veteran players. I mean, 8 million gold, that's for 5,800 crystals to get there as a relay. It's not worth it. Black Friday gift chest. This is, again, I mean, the stuff that's in here, you don't need it. I mean, you have a 1.1% chance at these two big ticket items. But you're not going to get those. Like, those aren't going to show up. None of this stuff is actually going to be there. What you'll more likely get is, the 50 black antimatter, rank 1 stuff. Selector, for $100, they want you to allow a selector. That's absurd. And it doesn't even include some of the characters like Moon Knight, some of the newer ones, like, how is that even, like, Morbius isn't on that list? How is that even possible that you spend $100, you can't awaken any character, right? I think that's not cheap at all. It's not a sale at all. Future Pass. We'll cover this briefly in game. This one is a short-ended one. It's simply because it is a shorter. Like, my Future Pass is nearly already done. I'm at the common card chest at this point. went by super fast because everything was just shortened, even though the cost is the same. Not happy about that. So I don't know what these guys are doing. The development team here, they're not really helping the game out, especially with the state that we're in, right? Like 6,500 for crystals, you can miss me with this, right? Like CTP, regeneration, reforging core, you can miss me with all this. I don't need any of this. Yeah, this is absurd that the fact that this stuff came at 8,200 crystals when the original release was 4,500, and you got other rewards besides the gold that's here, like a crystal return pack. Sure, if enough people buy them, you'll get the crystals back, and it'll be still more expensive. But most of the characters most of the players already have these characters because we've been getting from Danger Room. I 2 weeks ago had my Abomination. He's already leveled up. He's still working on his level 70 just because I keep on forgetting to play him in World Boss. But for the most part, he's there. Community events, sure, whatever. I mean, there's nothing to write home about except for this certified purchase of 50 uniforms. Get you a mega uniform upgrade ticket, mythic. It takes you from basic from normal all the way up to mythic, but it requires you to purchase 50 uniforms for a veteran team that already has uniforms. That's absurd. Where are you gonna, if you've been buying uniforms all along, that you've been supporting the game all along with your uniform purchase, crystal purchases, in order to get this, you need 50 uniforms. Is laughable, to be honest. It's ridiculous. And then the secret shop, which is, to be honest, just a crystal sink. This is terrible. 500 for 400 of these chaos Nordstones, or not chaos, just Nordstones of omnipotence. 500 crystals for 400 of them. This is ridiculous. Like, why? That's not. No. You can miss me with this, right? Plenty of people have already played through this, and the results are terrible. So, whatever you just ignore it. It's really just not even. It's not worth it. And that's pretty much it. I mean, this uniform, this is an upgrade for uniforms, sure. Like, nobody's gonna buy any of this stuff. Other packages, relay packages, this, that, and the other. But yeah, let's jump into the game. Take a look at some of the stuff that we've seen. In terms of APKs, the APK is out. There's plenty of other agents that have got stuff in from what we've seen. So some of the content from the APK, some of the streamers, some of the star agents have put out stuff. In general, a lot of it is very, very difficult to test because all the accounts have the modified comic cards, and the star agents I've been working through it, trying to figure out, different ways to test. But what we do know right off the bat is Moonstone is deluxe pack character. So you'll just like Richard Rider. It's the character that you'll pay 6,600 crystals for in order to unlock your Miracle Man, which is the carrot at the top. Sentry, who is a tier 3, is going to be somewhat extensive on resources, but it's the character that you pull through, a la Mr. Fantastic or whatever it may be. So there's a little bit of that going on. Then you'll also have, let's see, what else is there? With tier 3 Sentry, I wasn't really planning on working any particular tier 3 now, so it's kind of a good thing that he's going to require as many resources. The first resource mission required 200 CCF and 300 Titan component packs, so it looks to be relatively very expensive, but he looks very, very strong. Maybe he's not as strong as other universals. That's one of those things that we'll have to kind of wait and see. I'll say like Odin, Ghost Rider, Dormammu. I mean, we've gotten a lot of universal tier 3s lately, so we'll have to see. The data mine did show that the overall cost for CCF for a tier 3 Sentry would be 2,500 CCF. So that's not including other resources like Titan component packs and Black antimatter and stuff like that. So It's going to be something that I'm probably going to get. Stick with the original plan, get Richard Ryer this time around, wait on Moonstone, wait on Molecule Man, all of that. Molecule Man, though, does have a strong leadership. He may be the new meta for Timeline Battle, so that'll be interesting. His leadership is very, very unique in that it debuffs other effects to factions, so that's very, very interesting. He has also the potential for Tier 3, simply because, I mean, he's that powerful in the comics, so we'll have to see. We already know that Ares is the Awakened character, as well as Bullseye is an Awakened character. Both of them look pretty decent. Ares is more semi-premium a la Colossus, so probably better to use tickets if you want to move through them quickly. Scorpion and Dakin are both free. Iron Patriot is a uniform for Green Goblin. That's kind of what we expected. For the most part, again, very, very difficult to test, but for the most part, they look interestingly enough. Iron Patriot does change his uniform or his character typing to Blast and a super villain, so that doesn't really make him all that unique, simply because now he's competing with a lot of other characters. Bullseye does change from speed. Bay changed to speed from combat and is obviously a super villain, so probably be the new meta for ABX if you're playing it still. So that'll be interesting. But that's kind of the rundown. We're still waiting for more content to come through about how strong the characters are. Like I said, very, very difficult to test. The APK on a lot of these accounts are really just they're juiced. And the tier 3 characters, the other tier 3s like Scarlet and Odin and stuff like that, those are leveled out. But they're still using the premium cards. It's very, very hard to test. So they're having to spend a lot of blessings and stuff like that to kind of get them leveled up. So it'll be very, very interesting going forward. We'll have to kind of wait and see. Let's flip on my game. Let's turn this off for a second and I'm going to show you what I've got going on in my end of things. So we're going to, like I said, we're going to spend a little bit of crystals just because it is the 50% off. Everything is kind of there for us. I wanted to, before we get into that, for inventory, I checked in for the premium cards to the tokens. I used mine and I ended up with this card, which for the most part is a PvP card. Probably best stats on here would be crit rate, crit damage, or cooldown duration, depending on where you are on your end. This one, ideally, it's probably going to be energy attack, but ignore defense or dodge is not bad. So this one, for the last stat, probably going to be physical attack, or it's really kind of the only option. But needless to say, I'm still re-rolling that one. It's going to be a while before we get anything like it. But let's open up this CTP chest that we got from the daily check-in for the monthly. And what do we get? Ctp of Authority. That's terrible. But that doesn't really change what we were originally going to do. Ctp of Authority wasn't something that I care for. It's just one that just sits in the inventory. Let's see if it's rolled very well. Maybe that. No, not really. We're gonna lock it anyway since it is a CTP. We're gonna go back with the original plan, which was buying uniforms as well as the deluxe pack. Even though the epic quest here is gonna be, it's gonna be Moonstone, but we're instead gonna just finish picking up this guy because we need all these Richard Ryer bios, and we want to get him leveled up. It's also going to give us a little bit of more or less crystal rewards back, so we'll do that. So there goes 6,600. Done. Great. Awesome. Unlocked Richard Rider. Great. Fantastic. I'm not going to go through and pick up all of these. Well, I guess I could. What do I do? In story. Pick up all these extra ones. Let's just pick up the... Okay, so we picked up those finally. I wish there really was a select all. It's kind of stupid to not do it. But we're going to go grab the uniforms that we're planning on getting. Open up uniforms. I already kind of favorited them out, but we're going to get these, essentially these 5. We're going to use that, discount that. Emily, Ember Frost has not been very good, so I don't really find it important to run her crystals to get her crystal pack. So I'm not going to do that. Where are we at on this part? We're just shy of, we're 800 short. And the unequipping option is not available anymore. So, turns out that I already missed the unequip, whatever, the unequipped discount. At least I'm not seeing it. It's fine. My backup plan was to pick up the Gwenum uniform anyway. I need another speed and physical damage so that the balance is a little bit more right. It was either between Gwenum, Doctor Strange, Star-Lord, or Venom. Venom requires a CTP of energy, which I don't have. Well, I guess he could do it with the regular damage part, but he prefers the CTP of energy. I would want to go all out. But I don't have the physical books, the combat books for it. It's given that I just tier 3'd Hulk. I was going to either do Doctor Strange or Star-Lord, but they require CTP of Rage, and Doctor Strange needs to unequip his. I believe he has an authority as well. So we're actually going to go with Gwenum. We're going to make this purchase, which then gives us that 1200 that we're looking for, which means that we can, if you go into the mission bonus, we get all of these, which is great. I mean, it's kind of scummy that they went this route, the uniform upgrade ticket being a mythic ticket as opposed to a mega tier 2 ticket that's been here, or a mega 6-star ticket that's been here traditionally, but it's whatever. To be honest, they don't care, and thereby we shouldn't care much, right? So, but that's really about what I wanted to do, spend crystals on. I'm now down to 1,970, so it's probably going to be about 4 months before I get the next deluxe pack. So long as we don't purchase anything else in between, or there's any major sales, or is it a major drop of crystals, like an increase daily, that would be great. But under the grind, right? So I'm going to wrap this one up. I don't want to keep you guys for too long. I will update the story mode, update mission change that happens tomorrow, since the story is going to be essentially over. So new rotation, new characters and all that, so we'll do that. But let me know what you guys think of the new APK, what you guys think of the Epic Quest that's coming. Who are you most excited for? I guess everybody on the list was talking about Tier 3 Century. I really don't care much for this team, to be honest, but there's good things for free-to-play players. Scorpion, Dakin are the main standouts. Ares is a nice kind of bonus. Tier 3 Century obviously is helpful, so it should be a good update for free-to-play players. It's just not something we're super excited about given the state of the game. We will do a couple of things going forward with this channel. I'm going to adjust some stuff, but thanks again for stopping by. All your streams, comments, likes, and describes, checking me out on stream, all that stuff is greatly appreciated. Hopefully this year, I've been winding down to the end of it, but until next time, stay strong, be well, do good, and we will see you soon.